Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate income taxes and deductions in Canada. Now, first of all, before we jump into this, what are income taxes and deductions? So the idea behind income taxes is that we need to pay for various services that the government provides for us. Like this education I'm giving you right now gets paid for by taxpayers, but also healthcare, roads, police, fire, ambulances, military, diplomats around the world protecting Canadian interests. The list goes on and on and on. There are many, many, many services that make more sense to do centralized by the government than for each individual person to do for themselves. And so as a society, we've agreed that we want to pay taxes to get those services, and that's income taxes. In Canada, there are two other deductions taken off of everyone's paycheck, at least as soon as you turn 18. If you're under 18, you don't pay all of these. But once you're an adult, you pay into something called EI and into CPP. So EI is employment insurance. And employment insurance protects people if they lose their job. You can get some money from the government while you are searching for a new job to replace the job you lost. EI also pays for things like maternity leave or parental leave for parents who go off after they have a baby. As a society, we have said that it's important that kids have their parents home at the start of their life, and so we want to support parents in doing that. And so EI pays for that as well. And there's also something called CPP, that is the Canadian Pension Plan. And the government decided quite a while ago that we don't want to leave our old people starving and dying without any money when they can't work anymore. That seems like a really bad thing to do to our elderly. So, jokes aside, we've decided as a society that we're going to make everyone put aside some of their money from the time they're 18, so long as they're working until they retire. And the government will manage that money for all Canadians together, so that once we retire in our older age, we get some money from the government every month, the Canadian Pension Plan. So everyone pays these things, and this is why when you are, you get your minimum wage job, whatever, your first job, and you earn $15 an hour, and you work 20 hours your first week, you don't get the whole $300 you should be getting, right? The $15 times 20 hours is $300, but you don't get a $300 paycheck. And that's because the government takes some of that money from you to pay for all of these various services that we've decided that we need. So that's sort of the background behind taxes, Canadian Pension Plan, and employment insurance. So let's go through how they're actually calculated. Now in this video, I've turned everything into weekly numbers. This is accurate up to the 2018 tax year. So I turned these into weekly numbers as well because I feel like weekly numbers make more sense to students. You guys care about what you're earning in an individual week, how many hours you work that week, and what you can buy that week. The official numbers are all annualized, but I feel like $30,000 a year means a lot less to you guys than $800 a week, whatever it works out to be. So let's go through and break this down. So this is our simplified Canadian and Alberta income tax on weekly salaries. Now, the first thing that you guys notice is that there are 3 rows to this table. And that's because Alberta has something called a progressive tax rate, and Canada does as well. The idea is that we as a society feel that lower income earners can't afford to pay as much into taxes as higher income earners. Like proportionally, they need to spend more on rent, they need to spend more on groceries, they need to spend more on those important things that everybody needs. And so since they can't afford as much, as a society, we believe in something called equity, which means that people should contribute more if they can contribute more, and people should contribute less if they can contribute less. And so if you earn under $896 per week, you pay 25% on every dollar you earn. So if you earn $100, $25 of that goes to the government and you get to keep 75. Just sort of an aside, it's actually a little bit more complicated than this. There's something called a deduction that everyone gets off of your income. So it means that very, very low-income workers actually pay no income tax. But we're just going to ignore deductions for this. The point is just understanding what taxes are. Okay, so every dollar that you earn, everyone in Canada pays at least 25 cents on to the government, ignoring deductions. Now, the next bracket is between $896 a week and $1,792 per week. And you pay 30.5% on every dollar you earn over the $896 per week. But you only pay that higher percentage on dollars over $896. So some people incorrectly think that you want to not like tick over into that next bracket. Like if you earn $900, then you're $4 into the next bracket. That $4 that you've earned over the 896, right? Between 896 and 1792. So you're $4 into that bracket if you're earning $900. But you only pay the 30.5% on that $4. The first $896 you only pay 25% on, and that works out to be $224. So you pay $224 for the first $896 that you earned, and then you pay 30.5 cents per dollar, like 30.5%, on every dollar above that. And same thing for our last bracket. The last bracket, actually their bracket's higher than this, but to keep it as simple as I can, I only kept it accurate up to a weekly income of $2,464, which is more than most people earn. So this is a good enough table for most of us. So if you earn over $1,792, then you pay 25% on your first $896. Then you pay 30.5% on your dollars between $896 and $1,792. And if you add those two numbers together, it's $497 of tax. So if you earn exactly $1,792 per week, then you will pay exactly $497 in tax. And then for every dollar over $1,792, for every dollar you are into the third bracket, you will then pay 36%. So if you earn $2,000 a week, you're like a couple $100 into this bracket, you're $208 over $1,792. You will pay 36% only on that $208 you earned this bracket. Okay, I know that's a little bit confusing, so let's do a couple examples of that, and then we'll worry about CPP and EI after. So example 1, calculate the net pay. Net pay means pay minus all your deductions and taxes and stuff. So calculate the pay after all of this CPP, EI, and taxes stuff from $750 weekly. So $750 weekly puts the first example into this first under $896 bracket. Oh, what happened there? Okay, we're back. All right, so the income tax is going to be 25%. So remember, if you're trying to do a percentage of a number, one way that I've shown you in previous videos and previous lessons is to do 25 per 100, because percent literally means per 100. And then your total of $750 goes with your total of 100% underneath. And your unknown, your taxes, let's do T for taxes, goes up top. Then you are going to cross multiply and divide, and you find out that your taxes on $750 a week is $187.50. Okay, let's try another example. Then we'll talk about CPP and EI. So what if you earn $10.20 weekly? So $10.20 weekly, let's go back up to our table. $10.20 weekly is this bracket here. It's over $896. And it is less than $1,792. So you're going to pay $224 just straight up. So your income tax is going to be $224 plus 30.5% on every dollar over $896. So plus, let's figure this out, we're going to do 30.5% on how far we are over $896. So to figure out how much we are over $896, we're going to do our $1,200 that we're earning, or not $1,200, sorry, our $1020 minus our $896. And when we subtract those, you get that it is $124. So you only pay the 30.5% on the $124. And that's because that first $896, you already pay tax on here. So this is your 25% of the 896. So the 25% of 896 is already done. That's the 224. We just need to figure out the 30.5% on the rest. And the rest then ends up being, let's call that T, I guess, for taxes. So we cross multiply and divide. And the amount we pay on the rest is $37.82. Add those two together. Let's do taxes in red because no one likes paying taxes. Even though we like getting services, no one wants to pay taxes for them for some reason. But anyway, add those two up and you get $261.82. Okay, let's go back and talk about CPP and EI. So CPP, you pay 4.95% on the first $1,075 earned weekly, and 0% on anything over $1,075. So this first example here, $750 is less than $1,075. So you're going to pay 4.95% on the whole $750. So 4.95% on the whole 750. Let's call this C, I guess, for CPP. And when you cross multiply and divide, 4.95% of your $750 income gives you a CPP of, sorry, that should be $, 37.13 if you round correctly. And EI is the same idea. EI is 1.66%, so 1.66% up to $994. Well, $750 is less than $994, so you're only going to pay on the $750 you've earned, and let's call that E for EI. Cross multiply and divide, and the EI you owe is $12.45. So now our net pay. Our net pay is your gross pay. Gross pay is the total that you get. So this is, let's label this, let's call this gross, minus tax. So our tax in this case, we're going to subtract $187.50 minus CPP. In this case, our CPP is $37.13. And we're going to take away EI. So take away $12.45. Add that all up, and you get a net pay of $512.93 if you rounded all your pennies correctly. Okay, let's try the next one. So CPP. CPP, we earned $10.20. $10.20 is less than the cutoff of $10.75. So we're going to do 4.95%. 4.95% on the full $1,020. So this is going to be our C, and then when you cross multiply and divide, your CPP is $50.49 if you round correctly. And now let's do EI. So EI, we earned $10.20. In this case, $10.20 is more than the cutoff. So you only pay the 1.66% on the $994 because you pay 0% on anything over $994. So this is 1.66% on $994. And that's because we don't think that people need more than essentially groceries and rent money for EI. And so we've capped the amount of EI we take from people, and we've also set a maximum to the amount of money you can get from EI. And if we set this equal to E, cross multiply and divide, the EI that you pay is $16.50. And that's actually the most that anyone can pay in employment insurance per week, is $16.50. So now let's calculate our net pay. So our gross, right, gross is your total. The gross pay is $1,020 per week. Then we're going to take away our tax. So minus the $261.82 for tax. And then CPP, we take away the $50.49 for CPP. And then EI, we take away the $16.50 for EI, and you put that all into your calculator, and you get a net pay of $691.19. All right, last example. And this last example, I lost it. There we are. Okay, sorry about that. So our last example is $21.50 per week. And $21.50 per week is going to be this last category, over $17.92. So your taxes are going to be $497 just straight up. And that $497 is your taxes you pay on your first $896 and the taxes you pay on the next $896, bringing you into the third bracket. So we are going to pay $497 plus 36% that we are over $17.92, right? So this third bracket rule says 36% on every dollar over $17.92 per week. So let's figure out how much we are over $17.92. So over $17.92. We're going to take our gross, $21.50, subtract the $17.92, and we get that our income that we are into the third bracket is $358. So we need to do 36% of the $358 we are into the bracket, and that gives us our tax. So our tax is $37.82. But don't forget about the $497, right? You need to add that as well. So add $497 to that, and the total tax that you pay is, I copied this number wrong. Sorry about that. If you cross multiply and divide this correctly, you should get $128.88. Sorry, that makes more sense. So $128.88 plus $497 gives us $625.88. Now CPP. CPP goes up to a maximum of $1,075. So 4.95% up to that maximum of $1,075. So this is going to be 4.95% of that cutoff value, that $1,075. And the idea of that cutoff is the same thing as EI. We want, our elderly to be able to afford groceries and rent. And so we cut off the amount that we force people to contribute, because we're also going to cut off the amount of money that we're going to give people in their old age. And that's the maximum CPP amount. And so that's why we have this $1,075 cutoff. So you cross multiply and divide, and your CPP, and this is the most CPP that anyone can pay per week, is $53.21. And last is our EI. And our EI is actually going to be the exact same calculation as here. And it's going to be the exact same calculation because we're way above the cutoff of $994. So we're doing 1.66% of the cutoff of $994 gives you an EI of $16.50. So let's put all those pieces together to figure out our net pay. So our gross is $21.50. Our tax is going to be subtracted, and it's $625.88. And our CPP, this is the most CPP you can have. We're going to subtract the $53.21. And our EI, we're going to subtract the maximum amount of $16.50. put all that into a calculator, subtract, and you get a net pay of $1,454.41. So that is as simple as I can make taxes and deductions. And on the next page, you'll see that there are 4 practice problems with different amounts of weekly pay.